According to some estimates, as much as 80% of all job-related learning occurs outside formal vocational education and training. There are plenty of informal or non-formal learning opportunities to acquire important key competencies. For instance, while learning on the job or in leisure time, during volunteering, in civic learning, during sports and cultural activities, in mobility learning, in European projects and learning partnerships. The acquisition of key competencies is more than sheer accumulation of knowledge. It is a continuous process of putting knowledge into action, and it involves the development of organisational, social and personal competencies. These transversal competencies, among others, for instance, customer orientation, intracultural understanding, teamwork or entrepreneurship, are of increasing importance in a service-rendering international and mobile economy, both for enterprises and individual learners. However, the validation of those competencies is very difficult, because here flexible and context-specific reference systems are needed to access and evidence learners' performances and potentials. Formal validation does not thoroughly contribute to a high transparency of key competencies, because they cannot be linked to standards like school marks or credit points. This is why additional input is needed when it comes to validating organisational, social and personal skills and competencies. This was the starting point of the Level 5 validation system, which has been developed and piloted in more than 60 informal and non-formal learning projects since 2005.
Level 5 is a validation system to assess competences acquired in informal learning situations. And it is level 5 because it has 5, let's say, quality levels. So you can, of course, you are at some point in the beginning of a course or in the beginning of a certain learning situation, and then we assess your level after the course or after the learning situation or whatever, for whatever you do.
I would like to underpin that level 5 is above all appropriate to assess those competences that are not always assessed in formal learning, for example. But we have a focus on competences such as personal, social competences that normally are difficult to assess. I give some examples: intercultural communication, diversity management, teamwork, creativity, self-reflection are just some to name that normally are very difficult to assess. And we developed level 5 above all for assessing these competences. The competence has three, let's say, each competence has 3 dimensions. It has a knowledge dimension, an activity dimension, and the affective dimension. So we have 3 dimensions, let's say, and the visual metaphor of 3 dimensions is a cube. That's why we chose the cube to display the competence development of learners. The cube represents those 3 dimensions, the affective, activity, and the cognitive dimension. And each dimension has 5 competence levels, and the competence development is visualized by different volumes. So, and you can use different kinds of assessment method. You could use interviews, peer assessment, self-evaluation, 330-degree evaluation, questionnaires, role plays, etc., etc. So it's up to you, or it's up to the one who wants to assess competences to find those assessment methods that are most appropriate to the target group, to the learners, and to the learning setting.
The Level 5 approach is completely displayed in a web-based software, which is open to course providers, but also to learners who want to assess themselves. So everybody has theoretically access to the software, but of course the contact shall be done by the Reveal network.
I think it's also a good tool for lobbying, because it's still, compared to the formal sector, it's a sector where it's not always easy to have proper recognition towards formal education. So it's very important to be a network in that way, and also to share tools and methodologies together on the revealed content.